So Maurice, you know that I've been single for a really long time because I'm quite fussy.
Yeah, I've been a bit worried, must admit.
Well, I've met somebody.
Seriously?
I'm very excited to say I've met somebody fantastic.
Nice guy.
Amazing. Inside, outside, makes me feel warm and fuzzy, comfortable, safe.
Yeah, but maybe it's just new love.
I doubt it. Could be lust, but
Okay.
I think it's love.
Okay, but I'm a bit concerned. It's still ignition, the motoring channel.
Yeah?
Because it's becoming very cosmopolitan, agony auntie.
Yeah, well, let me tell you that I have told Honda that I am eloping with the Honda Civic Type R Championship Edition.
You're in love with the car.
I am totally in love with this car. I think I'm going to have to move my bed to the garage.
The first Honda Civic to officially receive the Type R badge was first introduced in 1997. A second generation came on the scene in 2001, and a little over 5 years later, the drastic styling of the new Civic had jaws dropping at the Paris Motor Show. It's an aggressive design that harks back to Honda's racing heritage, and came just a year after the company's return to Formula One as a fully fledged, dedicated works team in 2005. Its reception in South Africa in 2007 was mixed. While most applauded the brave exterior appearance and distinctiveness of the car, others whinged about its performance as a hot hatch, saying its normally aspirated engine let it down, especially on the Highveld. Inside, though, you found a refined cabin with a wild side. Alcantara bucket seats, gunmetal trim and aluminium pedals certainly had Type R drivers looking and feeling the part. So this then is the latest offering from the racing garage at Honda, the Type R Championship Edition, titled as such because of its unique championship white exterior colour. Up until now, the R was only available in red and black. That's about it in terms of the changes on the outside, but a car that looks this good deserves a good once over, just in case you've forgotten how striking it is. The attention to detail is phenomenal, with each and every design aspect, down to the door handles, light clusters and exhaust pipes, speaking the same angular language. Under the hood, the engine is the same too, a 2-litre iVTEC that pumps out 148 kilowatts. On track, the Champ R is a pleasure to drive.
I love this car.
It's not the fastest car off the blocks, with a 0 to 100 stat of 6.6 seconds and a top speed of 235 kilometers an hour. But it's not about quantities and numbers with this car, it's about quality. Maurice will tell you that you need to wring its neck to get the performance you want. And yes, you do need to go quite high in the rev band to get the performance you'd need as a boy racer.
How's that sound? Unbelievable. This car is amazing. Well, the different thing about this compared to the normal Type R is that it has the limited slip diff, which actually makes a lot more difference on normal road use than it does on the track. So on the track it still loses a little bit in the front. It's phenomenal on track, phenomenal. As you can hear, revs nice and high, limit is about 8,000, and it's no problems in between. I love this car.
The limited slip diff is the major differentiator on the Championship Edition compared to the standard Type R, and it does make an enormous difference on corners. Some may think the Stunner would benefit from a turbo, but Honda says it's stuck with a naturally aspirated engine to avoid A, turbo lag, and B, torque steer. It's succeeded. Other than that change, other things that make the Championship unique are an iPod USB connector, an auto-dimming rear-view mirror, tyre deflation warning system, and rear-mounted park distance control, as well as a few other bits and bobs, all in for an extra 10 grand, putting the Type R Championship Edition at just under 300,000 rand.
Obviously we're driving the Type R on a track, but this car is just amazing as an everyday road car as well. I mean, it is incredibly comfortable. The driver's seat, you're just so completely closeted. Everything is around you, and the most amazing thing about this car is that it's just so simple. Everything is there, but simple to use. It's not distracting in any way, and it's Honda. It's absolutely Honda in that everything is well made, in its place. Fantastic.
But what will the market think? We took it to be with its own kind at a recent Supertracks day at Swartkops Raceway. This allows owners to put their own cars on the track in a controlled environment to see what they're really made of, the cars and the owners. Cars like Subarus, hot Porsches, souped-up Beamers. There's quite a lot to see and hear at Supertracks Day, and the Honda was in its element, not just on the track, but also being admired by petrol heads trackside.
Just the interior, the multifunctional steering wheel, the way the gear knob is, the suede finish on the seats, enough boot space at the back. It's just stunning inside and outside.
Awesome car, it's super hot.
What makes it super hot?
The lights, the engine, the handles. The fact that it comes out with bucket seats is totally awesome. The rear lights, the rear view lights, they're quite tight. And as you said, the space. It's a small car, but it's got so much space.
I think it's an awesome car. It's not something that I would normally do. The Honda's not my type. Maybe it's a bit of a snobbish opinion, but now that I've driven it, absolutely awesome. Really enjoy the ride. Yeah, just only problem is people would think it's my boyfriend's car, so I'd have to paint it pink.
And I like the 18-inch max, the styling of the car. It's great.
So do you give it the big thumbs up?
Yeah, definitely.
I do like the exterior very much. It looks very futuristic, very modern, especially like the styling cues like the door handles and the triangular indicator, like the fogs and stuff like that. It looks very nice. But inside, I must say, looks even better. It's a nice place to be. I like the feel of the steering wheel, nice and sporty, and also they've carried the design of the bonnet, the bonnet lines onto the steering wheel, which looks really cool. And also the start button.
I think it's awesome, the little start button. It feels like you're singing on an arcade game. It's awesome. It's like PSP, but just in real life. It's brilliant.
He's on the set of Ignition literally every week. Mark Smythe, Business Day Motoring News editor. You at a track day. A real committed journalist, eh?
Yes, well, it's a Sunday afternoon, it's a gorgeous day, and everybody's out here with their own cars, thrashing them around some are thrashing them around the racetrack, and others are kind of Sunday afternoon driving.
I'm going to ask you to think back to when you were 20, boy racer. I know it's a long time back.
Yes.
What do you think of the Honda?
Honda's beautiful. It's a very, very nice car. I love the fact that it's normally aspirated, a lot of power, and of course when you hit that rev band and the power comes in, it's absolutely superb. It's a go-kart, it handles really nicely, well put together, and it looks good too, unlike so many other so-called hot hatches in this sector of the market.
So I've had the pleasure of getting to meet your man. Don't want to say I've taken him for a ride because that would just sound bad, but I'm sure you're going to have a lot of happy hours.
Well, unfortunately, I have told Honda they're not getting it back, but I don't think they're really going to let me keep it.
Look, it's a fantastic car, it really is, but I think this for me would be my ultimate car at the coast. Up here at Gauteng, you really do feel that it lacks torque, it doesn't have a turbo, so you racing it to get performance.
I hear what you're saying, but for me, I don't necessarily want a car that throws me back in my seat. This car's got enough power to be pleasurable.
Driving this daisy below 5,500 RPM. I'm getting a Type R, I want to feel it, but everybody that we've chatted to today has just loved the Honda.
Exactly.
Interior awesome, it really is a beautiful looking car. I want this at the coast though.
I want it anywhere. I'm just going to marry it.